Hi everyone, good evening. If you can hear me, please let me know. Hi Esther, how now? Hi everyone, good evening. You can... Okay, so apparently you can hear me. How are you all doing? Um, okay. I'm going out to flower. Okay, so I'm trying to send an email to everyone because it looks as if not everyone is in the WhatsApp group. So let me just quickly copy the link and send it. Mm. Hmm. Okay, that's done. How are you all doing today? Good evening. Thank you for joining me. Sorry, don't mind my appearance. Hi, Tutu. Good evening. Don't mind my appearance. I'm tired. Like you all know, I'm just recovering, and today is my father's 70th birthday. So we spent the early part of the day over there. I just got in not too long ago and checked my messages, and I saw you ladies were like, oh, okay. All right then. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for your commitment to showing up. That's powerful. And it speaks of your thank you. It speaks of your commitment to growth. So let's do this, shall we? Today we want to talk about emotional intelligence. Good evening, Chineye. How now? Um, let's talk about emotional intelligence and why it is super important for us to be emotionally intelligent. Now, I have personally had to mediate between a virtual assistant that I know and um, a client that I know and the virtual assistant that I introduced her to. So what I did was to introduce the both of them because people are constantly every day people are asking me for VAs every single day, which reminds me, I'm thinking of hosting a challenge. If you ladies are interested, if anyone's interested, please let me know. I'm thinking of hosting a challenge where we can revamp or rework our marketing assets because sometimes you get so busy or discouraged sometimes that you don't even pay attention to your marketing assets, right? So we're supposed to work on our marketing assets and all of that. So if you can send me an email, or maybe don't send me an email, drop it in the WhatsApp group. Because if you send me an email, I might not check. Drop it in the WhatsApp group. Drop your current portfolio, whatever it is that you're using to market your business right now. Whatever it is, just drop it in the group, and we'll take a feedback. I'll definitely give you feedback. I'll give you resources based on what I see. So I can't help you if I don't see what you have. Okay, so you want to make sure that you do that. What was I saying? So I was talking about this Yes, I consistently have people asking me for VAs every single time without fail. So this particular time, I introduced this person, this VA. I introduced her to another client, and I left. I didn't bother to follow through because she took my course. She took my virtual assistant launch pad. So She took the course and she paid attention to everything. She did all of the activities that were designed for that course. So when I suggested her to that client, I didn't look back, like, because I knew she was ready to go. So I didn't look back. I didn't try to monitor to see she was doing well, because I knew she would do well. So call me surprise, 2 days, 2 or 3 months after, I went to church and I saw this client again, and I was like, "Oh, how are you doing? How's your VA?" And she said, "Well, she let her VA go." I said, "When?" She said that they had just 1 month together. So I said, "Why did you have just 1 month together?" And that is going to lay the foundation and the premise for our class this evening. Her statement to me, I wish I could quote her verbatim. But she said to me, "Oh, she was such a fantastic person. She had beautiful systems, she had beautiful processes. Everything about her was good. Like, I really enjoyed her communication. She was organized." I said, "So if she was that good, what was the problem?" She said she didn't like the graphic designs that she was making for her social media page on Instagram. I felt like somebody sucker punched me, because I was like, wait, you stopped your good, organized, responsive VA because you didn't really like her design. It didn't make any sense to me. No. Number one, this is not because I disregarded the client's need for beautiful graphics. Don't get me wrong. I love simple, easygoing, straightforward graphics that I do not. In fact, sometimes when I hire people to do some graphics for me, it gives me headache, because they come up with all sorts of designs that I don't like, right? So I am also very particular about the kind of graphics that go on my page. However, from the point of emotional intelligence, right? Emotional intelligence allows you to make decisions based on facts and not how you feel at a certain point. Do you get? And if emotional intelligence is lacking, conflict resolution will be hard. Conflict resolution begins with emotional intelligence, and these are all the things that you would experience when working with any client. Because trust me, there's no client that came down from heaven. They have come with their baggages, even the ideal client you were looking for. So because this client was not just a client to me, she was also a sister, in the sense that we belong to the same fellowship. I told her, I said, "Do you know, sis, that what you did, like, I feel like you overreacted." She said, "But I didn't like it. I felt like," I was like, "So you let a perfectly good person go for something that is teachable, for a skill that can grow. A skill, it's not even a skill that can grow, it is for a skill that grows, that gets better with use, with mastery. It increases." Number one. Number two is that the solution to this problem was in going to creative markets to get social media templates pre-designed. Are you even listening to me? Like, it doesn't cost that much. Over the last 5 years, I'll probably have bought thousands of social media templates that if you get to my page, very rarely would you find that any of the social media graphic designs that I have were created from scratch. Not many. I have templates. Who has time to disturb themselves? Like, my husband was just saying, "Why are you always so busy? Now you're going from one meeting. We just came in. I can't believe you're going to a meeting." And I told him that, "Well, sir, once I'm done with this one, I have another meeting. I have a mastermind. And today is our book review. And we're going to go and talk about that book because we want to make money." Yeah, I have a book review. In fact, if I tell you what happens in that group, if you miss your group review, people will know that you are playing. I'm just looking at them like, "Oh, see my babies." Oh, see them. People are not doing book review. Yeah. In that place, you dare not miss your book reviews. Yeah, we finished the book that we had to review every day for 40 days. Every day we dropped a review. Every single day. So, hey, I digress. What was I saying? I was talking about templates. So I'm so busy that I literally, it doesn't make any sense for me to build anything from scratch anymore. It doesn't. So she could have easily bought social media templates that have been pre-designed. And all this lady would have done was what? Was to edit. What made her lay that person off? An absence. So she made her decision based on how she felt, not necessarily what was good for her. Do you get that? Now, on the part of the VA, she also lacked, how would I put it, wisdom, in the sense that she could have bought the templates. As soon as the client started to complain, she could have bought the templates, because one of the key services that any social media manager will or must offer, right, is a beautiful, well-designed graphic design. So it is either the options for her was to either go buy the template herself, or to go into a partnership and let go of some part of her money, find a VA like herself who is good at doing these designs. And every day I see VAs lose their jobs, lose opportunities for jobs, just because once you've spoken to the client loves you, you know the referral was beautiful, people spoke and all of that, and then they just said, well, maybe send me a couple of pages that you've worked on, or they go to your own page, and your graphic design, your own social media page looks like you need help. You self, you need to hire a social media manager. So why did it not occur to her to go into partnership with another VA who was good at graphic designs? They could barter services, or for a small amount of money, just give it up and count it as business expense to ensure that she keeps her job. That's an absence of emotional intelligence, because without emotional intelligence, there is no, that's where your decision making skill comes from. Your ability to make the right decisions. That's where it comes from. Case study one. Case study two. Client hires VA, right? Client hires VA and says, am I alone? Am I talking to myself? I don't like talking to myself, but please, if I'm alone here, let me know. Let me go and sleep. I've had a long day. Don't know, please give me water. Okay. Please let us be talking once in a while in the comment section. Considering that you can see my face, I can't see your own. There's no way for me to know that you're still here. Eshe, thank you very much. Okay. Uh-uh. Anyways, what was I saying? Yeah, I was talking about case study two. Case study two, I also introduced a client that I set up her funnels and her system, and then I told her she must hire a virtual assistant. So she hired a VA through me. And when she hired this VA, they started to work, and then I noticed that they started to fight. They started to have small issues. So she sent her 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 service agreement, her contract. She sent it to the client, but she sent it as a Word document, not as a PDF. And the client edited the contract. Are you even listening to me? Like, I've never heard anything like that before. What I've heard is for clients to say, please, this particular part of it, can you please remove it? This one, can you edit it? Do you get what I mean? And she edited everything and then signed. So if that lady had not read it again, do you get what I mean? She would not have known that that client had edited it and had and then before she signed. So that's by the way. What happened? As a social media manager, she was not an EA, she was hired to manage social media pages, right? Well, client starts to say, Lagbaja, you must attend all the Zoom meetings that I have where I teach people who signed up for my programs. Social media manager is saying, that is out of my jurisdiction. I am not your EA. I am not your assistant. Why do I have to join your coaching calls? Your coaching calls go for as long as 2 to 3 hours. I don't need the information that you are sharing on your coaching calls. Like it's not what you're paying me for. And because of that, they both of them complained to me. And before I could intervene, what happened? They both went their separate ways. Now, why is the absence of emotional intelligence here? The client had already given you a sign that she's a constant client. Do you get what I mean? In the sense that you sent her a service agreement and she edited it and signed. You see that you already have somebody who is strong-willed and who may not necessarily care about how you feel. Do you get what I mean? Like, those kind of people. So you already have an inkling into the kind of client that you have. That kind of insight is supposed to help you to take better decisions and to communicate in a better way, because there's no one size fits all communication means you get between you and your client. You can have a template or a guideline. It is your intelligence, right, that will determine how you deploy the templates that you have when you have to deal with a particular client. Folakemi, Yemi Olani. And Folakemi, are you on this call? You didn't even say good evening. Okay. Anyways, how are you doing? It's been a while. What was I saying? So number one, that client already giving you an idea that she was going to be difficult. Number one. Number two, it meant that you have to devise a way that you're going to communicate with her and have your way. Insist on what you want, right? But also, most of the time, you will have to compromise. Now, what is the compromise that she should have done? The compromise she should have made, rather, was not necessarily to attend that coaching call. The compromise was what? Was to say, oh, ma. So even though this is not within my coaching call, but within my service agreement, right, within my jurisdiction, but I understand that you want me to attend these coaching calls, maybe because you want me to get the content that I will use, right? Understand what you're teaching. And in fairness, that was actually what that woman wanted. Okay, so she could have said that and then gone ahead to say, while I cannot attend, I would appreciate receiving the recordings so that I can get the necessary information that I need for your social media page. Jabaton. But rather than do that, everybody went their separate ways. So many times, emotional intelligence is what will keep you in business, because you do not have, let me tell you, everybody, when it comes to what makes them money, you see a different side of them. Anywhere that they are spending money, anywhere that they are active or doing something, you will see a very, very different personality from who you know, even if it's somebody that you've consistently known. So she could have taken the recordings and created the content from it. In fact, there's artificial intelligence now. What's the name of that app that I'm using? All I need to do is upload the video to it, and it will break it down into almost 25 different short form videos for me, including including subtitles. It will break it down. It will take all those places that are like good. Do you get that? And I have content. So she necessarily did not have to lose that client because of that particular issue. And where my own personal experience was, one of the best clients that I've had to date, her name is Halima. She was so good to me. She sent me Christmas gifts every year while we were working from Abuja consistently. She would DHL it to me. As in, that was how good she was to me. And I remember one of those days, because of how good she was, how nice she was, and all of that, I noticed people started to steal her images. She used to sell abayas. So people used to steal her images. Those were my social media management days. People stole her images, so we decided that she needed to watermark them. Now, this was somebody who paid a lot of money on branding, her pictures, the qualities were beautiful. So I said, oh, so let's watermark this thing. So we had to watermark it with her logo. And I remember that particular time I would use Canva to watermark it. And anytime I posted, I'll just get this email or this WhatsApp from her bank. I don't understand what's happening to these pictures that, Northern she had this accent. Hey, bank, I don't understand these pictures that you posted. I don't like them. It's not sharp. Is it your phone? Is it reducing the resolution of my pictures? I mean, she would just, I'll be like, what have I done? What did I do? Then I'll go back to Canva again. Instead of download or export it as PNG, I will export it as PDF. Then I will convert. I had like a paid subscription at that time on one PDF converter. So I would convert from PDF to JPEG, hoping to preserve the resolution. Still, and it now became an issue that anytime I posted, I think that every time a post went up, right, she had a notification. So I'll be looking at my phone like this, 5 minutes. I'll be like, this woman is going to send a message now. This woman is going to send a message. And true to form, she send a message now. But get this picture that went up. You know how it is when you're consistently berated about a matter. It started to get to me and it really started to get to me. Like, it was getting to the point that I was almost like, now, because she could see the pictures, the picture quality was reduced because, of course, there are pictures, but I couldn't see anything wrong with the pictures. Do you get? Even though I know that they looked a little dull, but it was not that much. So it started to get to me. And one day I sat down and I was like, why are you so pissed with Halima right now? I was like, if I don't know how to do it, I just stopped myself and I was like, no, no. There is no way that we are throwing the baby out with the bathwater. So emotional intelligence at that point in time kicked in. And I was like, this is a good client. So what do we do to solve this particular matter that is pitting our heads against each other, that is making us fight? So I was like, okay, what's the problem? What is our fight? Go. Watermark. So I went to her and said, ma'am, I offered to watermark these pictures because I didn't want people to continue to steal your pictures. Right? And I just felt that it was something that I could do to help. But it seems as if this problem, this particular watermarking these pictures is causing a lot of strife and a lot of back and forth. And the truth is, it is not even part of my duty. What I was expecting, what I am expecting to receive are your pictures ready to go. Editing or whatever is not included in my service. So it would be it doesn't really make sense for this to be the reason why we're having this argument. I want to suggest that whoever took those pictures. If it's possible, let's ask him to be the one to watermark them, so that when you're bringing them to me, they are what? Watermarked pictures. And that was how I solved that problem. And we went on for another 2 years after that particular issue. Now, and the absence of emotional intelligence would have made me lose that client, because we would not have been able to resolve that particular conflict amicably. And she said to me, "Oh, that's true. Why did it not occur to me to just tell the guy that took the pictures editing it, he should just put the watermark? Boom, that's it." So you have to get to the point that you're able to control your emotions. If you learn the ability to put your emotions in check, you will find that before you react, you would have calmed down. There is something that my clients, anybody that has worked with me, will consistently say. They say Banker is very calm. And that's true. All my clients, Banker is very calm. When they come with fire on your head, I will put down that fire. In fact, by the time I'm putting down the pot of fire on your head, you will use your hand to help me. We'll put it down together, then we'll talk. Like, that's how calm I can get. But does it mean I don't get angry? No. It doesn't mean I don't get angry. And I get angry and my husband's watching at me getting angry, but the client doesn't know I'm angry. Because I'm human, of course, I have emotions. When I'm angry, I'm angry. But when I'm angry, I don't take decisions. One, I do not communicate when I'm angry or when I'm sad or when I'm disappointed. Because what I make decisions at that time concerning my clients or concerning my business. Because it's a business. In order to take the proper decision, you have to be in your right mind and in your right senses. So you have to be able to separate your emotions when you're taking decisions. And you will find that if you calm down and stepped back and stepped away from the situation on ground, you will probably make a different decision or go about it in a different manner than you would have. So people say your first response is usually right. Not all the time. Not all the time. So you have to get to the point that you're able to separate your business from your emotions. And many times you will have to sack your clients. But when you will sack them in such a way that if you see each other tomorrow, you will see greet. Do you get what I mean? There are some people that I no longer work with anymore, but if I see them tomorrow, we'll still say hello consistently. And I'm the one that said I'm not doing it because that person's wahala was just too much. But I never told them their wahala was too much. I just told that woman, I told her that I can't remember what happened again. She said something and I said, "It's not possible. We can't do it like that." Blah, blah, blah. And she said, "That's not true. There has to be a way to do it. There has to be a way to do it. You can't tell me they can't do it." And I said, "Well, it seems as if it has gotten to the point that as your social media manager, I'm saying that this cannot work this way, but you say it can. It means that you no longer trust my judgment, neither do you trust my expertise. I believe this is the right time to stop now." And that's how I ended it. But before then, that woman had been giving me sleepless night. My heart would be, she could like, I see her phone call like that. I'll be like, "Hey, Jesus, what does this woman want to talk about?" And my heart to be beating. That woman gave me anxiety. But as the day that I was leaving her, I left her without tremor in my voices. Neither did I accuse her. I only told her I had seen an opportunity. I saw an opportunity and I took it. So since I'm no longer an expert to you, means that you no longer trust my ability to do what I say I can do, then I think this is the right time for us to stop. So even when you're sacking your clients or you're moving, and your emotional intelligence, your ability to read the room, read the behavior of your client, right? And to make the right deductions so that you make sound decisions is important. There are some people, some VAs that should never have gotten into the business relationship that they got into. From the beginning, there was red flag. but your emotional intelligence was quiet, right? Your emotional intelligence was quiet in the face of your physical or your financial needs. But at the end of the day, you did the work and that person did not pay you a dime. Yeah. So minutes. Yeah. So some clients can be after your mental health. I agree. Almost as if somebody gave them an assignment, but you too, you will not allow them to meet you. You won't allow things like that to get to you. So many times that when you get on a call, a discovery call with a potential client, you begin to see the red flag. You see the red flag, but you're not listening. You're not paying attention. It's telling you that this client is going to be trouble, but you're not paying attention. Another thing is some clients during discovery calls and discussions, they what they want to say is yes. Do you get? But you are not, you haven't grown in emotional intelligence enough to understand how to read in between the lines so that you can say, oh, this woman, this is what she's not saying. Your ability to read in between the lines will now help you to go and tackle the matter that she actually has, that maybe she doesn't even know she has, or she cannot even articulate. Articulate. Very important. I'm a living example. Got a gig. What's going on now? With red flag all over. Ignore it, Ano. Pro Max. I can imagine. I've been there before. I've been there before. From the beginning, something in me knew this was off. But I took that client not because of money. And that's the one thing that pained me. If it was because of money, I would have said, bankers, your greediness. I took that client because of the person, my respect for the person who referred her. And I mean, the work relationship we had was less than 3 weeks, and everything hit the fan. I don't want to say the thing that hits the fan. It was messy. So it's your emotional intelligence, the better you are at managing your emotions, and reading people, is going to save you a whole lot of stress, but also give you an idea on what people are saying that they are not saying. Do you get what they are trying to say, or what they even need that they don't know that they need, and provide the solutions that they need. Do you get that? So that's all I wanted to say. That's all I wanted to share about emotional intelligence. And I felt like it would just be a good mentoring session to share personal experiences, because a lot of times we do a lot of textbook things. This is what you should do, this is what you should do. But in real life, you have so nothing really is like a textbook case. There is always something that looks a little different, because of course we're humans, and the way that we relate, and the way that we react, and the way that we behave is different from time to time. Yeah, so let's leave it at this. I hope that you got some value. Thank you to everyone who showed up, who's on the call. So let's drop your marketing to assets, your marketing assets, your what you use to promote your page. And then yes, another thing, I wanted us to do a follow for follow kind of thing. I wanted everybody to follow each other at least, so that we're communicating and engaging on each other's posts. It's very important. Um yeah. So two things, drop your marketing assets in the group and drop your social media links in the group too, so that we can follow each other and then I can give you feedback on your marketing assets. So we're going to have Fumi Adeni. Let me check. What's the date that we're having her? Uh, mm, this water is cold. Who's logged into their app? Let's see. Okay. So we'll talk the rest in the group now. I have to go join my mastermind now. Thank you everyone who joined. Um, I'll see you ladies at our next session.